Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinars, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key of enhancing our performances and for our growth as professionals. With this principle in mind, TechGig has initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give a crisp insights of various domains. Today's session is sixth and last in the webinar series on business intelligence, giving insights into open source data warehouse, a primer. We are delighted to have Mr. Parthasarathy Doraisamy with us today. Mr. Parthasarathy is Principal Architect at EnterpriseDBI Solutions. Mr. Parth has 16 years of enormous IT experience with around 12 years in technical consulting in data warehousing and business intelligence space. During the tenure, he has managed and executed all phases of a data warehouse project lifecycle that includes scoping study, requirements gathering, architecting, design, development, implementation, quality assurance, application support for end-to-end IT solutions offering in data warehousing, OLAP and business intelligence space. Gentlemen, this presentation will continue for next 1 hour and we will take your questions after the presentation. In the meanwhile, you can post your queries through the chat pane available in the webinar software. Without further ado, I introduce you to our guest speaker, Mr. Parth.
Hello. Hello, कैसे हो? Hello. Hello, everybody.
We can hear
you hear me?
and we can see your presentation also. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Kesav. Thanks, Kesav. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Partha Doraisamy, representing EnterpriseDBI Solutions as a principal architect. Just along with my teammates, who have actually initiated this initiative for a couple of years back, partnering with ASA Solutions, ASA Business Corp in Denver, Colorado. So thanks a lot. It's my pleasure. Indeed, my pleasure actually in front of you and for the Times group, TechGig group, for providing this wonderful opportunity. So before getting on to the session, I just want to acknowledge actually the following people whom I just actually referred actually all through this presentation. So I think they are the premier audience, the vendors on the audience, the research analyst group, Talent, Pentaho, Bert, Eclipse, Burst, Jaspersoft, Greenplum, and of course our ASA, ASA BizCorp for their ODWM model. I'll just touch upon the PCDW also a little bit. Along with that, opening the data warehouse, I think that is a white paper that has been published a couple of years back. And Gartner research analysis as well as the TDWI, which everyone of us are familiar with. So, just to get a quick introduction actually on what is this agenda. No, I think here. 1 second, I think. Sorry, I think it just jumbled it out actually. 1 second. think everybody has that agenda in audience, their well as the agenda, I suppose. Maybe I just so the agenda says that framework, the framework for open data warehouse model, value proposition in the data in open data warehouse world, and what is that audience, the paradigm shift actually, from the current existing, product based from the service based model to the product based or package based model, so which has emerged due to this open source community. And we have that hosted Saas model, both in data warehousing and BI, and the data warehouse appliances that emerging due to this hosted application. And finally the MDM, maybe how it will how we can leverage actually the enterprise using the enterprise MDM for our Hello, do you hear me now? I think I lost actually in between,
Sorry for interrupting you, Mr. Parth. We can hear your voice. Please be
Oh,
a little more
because I
louder
think
because we are getting feedback from participants.
oh, sure then. Okay, so one second. I just adjust me more, a little more. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So before we just getting on to the core areas, just we'll do with this again, the introduction part. 1 second, I'll just go to this slide. Good. Sure. The generic, what the data warehousing, everybody are familiar with. So how different actually, is this open data warehouse from the BI solution from the traditional one? Beware actually, open or the free, it doesn't mean actually, the products are entirely free. So it all actually, comes with a package, and we have to pay for the service as well as for the package. So the basic framework will be the one that will be available for free, and the rest actually we have to procure, and we have to utilize the services, and that is how they will be generating their revenue. The revenue model revolves around the subscription as well as the package, whatever the package appliances cost, whichever is applicable. So open data warehouse actually, they are basically they are pre-designed and pre-built data warehouse architecture, which comes free. So which is not traditionally, maybe we go with the our SDLC approach, with that proprietary data warehouse solution, where we get onto the requirements gathering and do the high-level design, detailed design, and based on the data model that has been generated, we come up with an ETL layer, and then subsequently other BI layer. So here, what we are proposing is, these basic data warehousing module comprising of the data quality, ETL. These are all pre-built. This architecture is pre-built, and whatever the model, the data model that have been generated, that has been available readily for use. So this requires actually, this reduces the overall cost and the risk associated, reducing the design, development, and implementation time. And this actually, the initial development cost, it brings down very drastically. So which is a main pain area, for most of the clients. So in this company, that too in this current economic scenario, the clients are actually facing a huge budget cut, the financial deficit. So they need some solution, a quick fix solution, maybe which is ready to go, maybe in a short time, with a very least amount of cost incurred. We know that. So they call it as a total cost of ownership, TCO, so that they can utilize the system, at the earliest. So with this, maybe this as the main a strong point. So the Open Data Warehouse community, they vigorously started building the community model back in 2006, 2007, and then I think we got actually little bit of maturity by 2009 with the major with Talent, Pentaho, Jaspersoft, BERT. They're all emerging into the into the enterprise space. So with the subsequently with the development of the web, the technology, the open source technology, that then moved to to the next level, actually into the cloud and SaaS based solution, and then once they got stabilized, it then further they enhanced actually the performance actually for initially this whole open data warehouse, a BI solution was addressed only for the small to medium scale industry. So the larger corporations, they are actually very much constrained actually with their data security, and then maybe their performance bottleneck. So they are actually reluctant to move towards the open world. So these vendors actually all these vendors, they the community world, they worked actually very vigorously, and then with a time bound commitment, I think they released major releases, and that is how the products, the versions got evolved very rapidly, and they could able to match up actually to the traditional the data warehouse or BI products, maybe feature to feature, and with that the application level, the security level, the match, and the performances and the scalability. So these are the main criteria they took it into consideration, and yeah, they developed their products, enhanced their product maybe year after year. So this whole development actually, this whole development towards the open solution, this involves actually, this involves maybe a lot of technical reasons as well as socio-economical reasons. You all very well aware, maybe the technical constraints that are associated with the traditional data warehousing and BI implementation. It involves actually, a huge amount of overhead, maybe right from the requirements gathering to get onto their high-level design and getting that sign-off, from the client. So with their stakeholders, they maybe coercing with them and getting on with their initial sign-off with their basic business understanding, and that itself, that will determine the success or failure of that particular project. So once they get through that stage, maybe into the detailed design, there then maybe you involve that massive development activity. You have that agile technology, where you just have the detailed design and the development, the modeling and that unit testing. So you have that in audience, going in an iterative fashion, so that maybe all that requirements that are captured, in the design that has been developed as per the specifications. So this with this rapid with this compelling economic meltdown, during the 2009 and beyond, you see the corporations have that pinch for their budget, financial budget, and so they were downsizing their budget for IT as such, and specifically for all our Datawarehousing and BI section also. So in that taking into that consideration, so what was the approach that has been followed by these various community groups that were watching the the progress of economy, and how they can propose they can develop the solutions, maybe that better suits in to the existing business scenario. So that is when so obvious nowadays the business scenario, changes so rapidly. Maybe there are a lot of corporations getting shut down because of the financial blacklist, and bankers are not funding them properly, and so they are unable to sustain their business. So that get up, maybe that turns down a blessing in disguise for this open source world. So all these vendors, they got their funding, or maybe they just do some angel funding, and through the other sources, they ramped up their development activity, and that is how we got into such a mature product development which we are witnessing in today. So few of the leading players, the Talent for ETL and MDM solution, Pentaho for enterprise BI, Pentaho and Jefferson for enterprise BI solution, Burst, they're for an end-to-end a Saas provider, and the QQ, which is an attack query tool, just like a typical Cognos or Brio. Hello. I think I am lost again actually. Sorry guys.
Yeah, please continue, Mr. Partha. And please try to be a little
Oh
more
yeah, yes,
louder.
okay.
That would really help.
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks. So with the audience, with the development actually, with the development of this open warehouse solution, maybe then they moved actually, with the web-based technology getting strengthened, they moved to the cloud actually, whereby they can further actually, they can leverage upon the cost benefit aspect actually, further and pass on to the end client. So they tried actually, hosting their application in the cloud, and that is how, then we got into a new revolution actually, in the Datawarehousing and BI space, which until then, they are everybody actually, they are very much reluctant to accept that because with that security and with the power of actually, the computing, whatever the analysis, that analysis, maybe is it possible actually, practically possible actually, to get onto the cloud and perform that with the same amount of versatility. So you got actually few of these technology, maybe just the analytical database. Maybe earlier you used to have the traditional databases, maybe Oracle, SQL Server, and you got the basic analytical database as Teradata, Sybase IQ, DB2. These with the advent of this open source and cloud-based computing, you got more and more columnar databases like OpenBright. So they all came into emergence, and then with the in-memory processing, that resulted in actually enhancing further actually with the the design and development of data warehousing appliances, so which can actually can cope up with tons and tons of data, and then with its massive MPP architecture, it can process the queries actually, just like in the traditional data warehousing and BI world. So this was the latest advancement, and what are the appliances? The notable appliances by Oracle, with Netezza as well as the Greenplum. So they actually live in this space, and with more and more actually, the proprietary algorithms they develop and to enhance their the processing actually, right from the data quality ETL to that your OD your OD operational data store, if you have one, getting on into your data mods. So maybe they provide that pre-built actually, pre-built queries which are actually fed into the system, and that actually creates a robustness for the appliance system to perform much more than faster than expected actually, and the benchmarks actually stood tall with the current proprietary vendor. So the speed and the scalability, so everything actually of the application got actually near match actually to the current proprietary technologies. So just a quick actually recap on what the cloud actually cloud computing means. So it's actually the standard UC Berkeley lab definition. So it promotes actually infiniting computing resources that are available on demand, thereby eliminating the need for cloud computing users to plan far ahead for provisioning. So you got the the resources in full, and whenever actually demand, maybe these resources can be called in, and maybe it can be used for your process. So the enterprise the elimination of the upfront commitment actually by the cloud users, thereby allowing companies to start small and increase the hardware resources as and only when there is a actual need. So this is something actually it was not possible actually in the beginning with the traditional world. So now actually with the cloud usage, you have that the pre-commitment actually only for those if you only those applications or maybe the hardwares that you require. Maybe certain vendors actually they don't want actually to share their data. So for them you have the on-premises hosted solution available, and there maybe for other vendors maybe who don't mind actually sharing their data across the web, you have actually the traditional SaaS-based solution. What is the other definition is actually the ability to pay for use of computing the resources on a short-term basis. So maybe anything, just maybe if you need actually a number of processes, maybe maybe for a certain amount of time, and you want only the storage for only that for a certain time period. Say for example, the retail vendors, maybe they want to do a campaign analysis only during that holiday season. So they might actually go in actually for hiring a SaaS solution actually for that campaign period, maybe for say for 1 month or 45 days, 2 months period. So they can actually specify actually to the service provider, SaaS service provider, what will be there based on their analysis, and how much they are targeting. So the end users, depending on that, maybe they can determine their application performance need, and accordingly they will specify the processor capacity, their storage, and the duration. So this is something which was not possible at all, like in a traditional world. So basically, the cloud, maybe it's you have actually it's just like in a traditional world, maybe how you maybe this cloud-based Datawarehousing and BI is being categorized actually, according to the domain areas. So how you slice across the various domains, that is how actually the cloud can also be differentiated, or categorized, to be precise. So you have that 3 different platforms, cloud platforms available in the market. So so you get these 3 broad categories. 3 broad categories actually of the cloud platform. So the popular actually the example actually for the infrastructure is actually the GoGrid, AWS, and MySql. And for the platform as a service, for that we have that popular Google App Engine and Microsoft Azure platform. And for the SaaS mode, maybe our business as a service mode, you got actually the Salesforce, which takes care of the CRM applications, and Talent for ETL, and MDM solution, Jaspersoft and Pentaho for business intelligence suite actually. So this platform as a service, actually, that we'll touch base later. Actually, once we get on to the the value proposition for ODW model. So we got actually a lot of APIs or connectors. Connectors are bridges which needs to be constructed or designed and developed. So that these applications, whatever the applications that we are using, from data quality to ETL, as well as the BI or analytics, maybe though we need to have these bridges actually to connect to the various data sources and for the different applications, so that the data processing can seamlessly can take place. So this is actually a huge scope for the for the developers and for the service providers to get onto the business. And infrastructure support, nowadays, those clients do, with this economic downfall, maybe they are not, they are maybe having that risk proposition, not to invest into the new for the new projects. They can always go for this hosted model. So where the service provider can actually host the stuff, maybe from the physical hardware, actually, hardware, and maybe and they can get on with whatever their database requirement, and maybe that software application also that can be hosted, and it will be all maybe the license fees can be charged on a monthly subscription basis. Maybe you have a subscription model that based on the vendors, they vary, maybe monthly or quarterly or maybe on an annual subscription like that. So it maybe the clients can actually choose whichever is the best based on their the business needs. So if you see at the the industry statistics actually on the DWBI market, so this is actually the average cost of the project currently actually for a large size project 2 to 3 million dollars, and the average payback period actually around 2 to 2.5 years, with 30% experiencing a 5+ year payback period. And the majority of the respondents reported that their warehouses they consumed enormous resources and remained in WIP state for a prolonged period of time. This what does it mean actually? The huge development cost actually that is been that is involved actually from the requirements gathering to the ETL design and development, and that constitutes the data warehouse. Maybe the data to be populated in the data warehouse. So this or getting onto the single version of truth, actually, of the data, that that part alone took tremendous amount, tremendous amount of resources and time, labor, and the time as well. So that obviously the cost associated with the per hour cost associated with it, so it increases to a very large extent. So the need for the open data warehouse and BI. So this is where actually you get on with the popular databases, like Sun, MySql, been acquired by Oracle, and with and Ingres and EnterpriseDB, which are the popular choice for the open source data warehouse. And you got the hardware, and as we discussed earlier, the hardware and software cost considerations. that has been dramatically taken care of by this hosted model. So what does this ODWM model actually, what does it do actually? So maybe in a nutshell, maybe what this ODWM model provides is actually, it provides a generic framework for delivering an open data warehouse. So this generic data warehouse model actually, that can put in this constitute actually, the various data elements actually, for maybe ranging from the finance and accounts to the sales process, running through the cycles actually, cycles of the particular industry. So this encapsulate all those data elements, and whatever the proposed ODW model, like that has more than around 6,000 actually, around 6,000 data elements in it, and so whatever the generic need actually, of a system of a customer, so that can be addressed actually in this generic model, and you develop actually enhanced based out of it. So whatever these data elements that have been brought in, so you generate a array of data models, which maybe based on the different domains actually, that you want to work upon, and that actually that is the where actually the scope for all the development work. So each domain expert actually they can actually work upon actually in their specific industry, and just like in the typical or traditional BI solutions which they developed already, so you get on to the this ODW model and can leverage upon it by maybe adding up any more data elements that are maybe customized to that particular client or maybe to that industry need. Maybe you can enhance it, and maybe you can regenerate the data model, and that is how actually you can get on with your development development stage. So this pre-design actually, this pre-design of this open data warehouse architecture, this is the crux actually, of this ODW model. So you have that vast list of actually, the entities and the data elements in place, and you have the facts and metrics identified and that have been brought in. So you generate a model out of it, and maybe and this you can actually extend it actually scale up to other domains as well, other domain areas. So accordingly, you can add up any more actually required data elements, and you just deliver the data model, and with that data model in place, you can get down to your ETL design, maybe and with the ETL design, you have that maybe this particular whatever the stuff that was discussed so far, with these hundreds of potential dimension tables and thousands of fields, these forms the foundation. We call it as the foundation tables. So this you can actually based on that individual industry need, you come up with your own ETL bridges or connectors, as you say, maybe, and then you can then extend it to the OLAP cubes and data mods that can be constructed from this base foundation. So both are actually not at all interrelated to each other. So you can just source it from these foundation tables and you build your warehouse, and similarly, if you want actually a ODW, you can get onto this same base tables and you can generate it. So what are the aggregations you need actually, for the aggregations and other time bound actually, you need all those ADA query needs using the materialized views and aggregate table. You can build on based out of this foundation tables. So how actually the ETL ETL development can level. Oh yeah. So just I'm running out of time, I suppose. So maybe what do you know? Just getting on to the what do you know? These packages. If you have the ETL package and you have the data quality package and BI package, actually, you can actually construct actually each of these, and this will be the revenue stream actually, for the development or service providers. So coming back to this actually, come to the next, I'll just skip these actually, appliances to a later stage. So yeah, from the open data warehouse model actually, if we go on to the hosted SaaS-based model, so how this is going to look like actually, maybe just like a traditional actually, you have maybe many clients there actually, having that inhibition actually, how the because the GUI interface was not good, and they have very poor actually, design considerations area for report generations. But those gaps were filled fast, and there whatever the solutions, the reporting dashboards and data analysis, and now they're extending into the mobile platform. So this all been addressed actually by the SaaS service providers now. So this SaaS-based open BI solution actually, this this actually an extension of the open data warehouse. This is the extension of the open data warehouse only. And as we discussed earlier, these are the solutions are all now tested at the major enterprise level, and now we have the flexibility actually to get on-demand and on-premise deployments. So that is something, that is the beauty of this SaaS-based solution. So supporting the mobile devices and supporting for any iterative actually, for any change in business needs, and it can be rapidly, it can be tested, and it can be applied back. So the main reason actually for this cloud adoption actually, that's actually because of that time span. Maybe not needed actually, very quick start actually, because the clients, they need to know, because the business requirements change so rapidly, so they need to know quick start their their business applications, and they need to get into the business, and they have the budget pressure, and they got the IT unavailability. So maybe the resources they're not available for their development or development plans as desired. So it's actually one of the the current trend actually of the adoption of cloud. It's actually by a Gartner survey. So you see actually the flexibility and scalability of the application that has been dramatically increased actually day by day. It's now close to 60% on reducing operating expenses by less than 50% actually it's close to 40%. The efficiency of their operations that have been in this 40%, and the cost consideration just maybe dramatic 40%. So, and maybe you got that redundant development activities going on, maybe that can be eliminated to a much larger extent as well. So these are the predictions actually way back in 2009 actually, so this is when actually I attended an open source summit, and I think they predicted actually the statistics, and that's becoming more than a true now. I think it is far more exceeded it. So some of the recommendations actually while moving into the cloud base. So Yes, I'm not actually, because I already discussed it, and yeah, just it's a summarization of the same. So these are the assumptions actually, on this cloud-based adoption. Yeah. Coming to the Saas actually, Open DWBI, how it is different from the current audience, model. It just actually, it's similar, but in a little bit actually, little bit actually is deviating from its design. We have that on-premises actually, we have that if the clients need actually, their data centers at their premises, and then you have actually all the applications in the cloud. You manage actually, based on the SLAs that you provide, you can manage their applications through the hosted means. So this is actually on-premises solution, and you got the other one actually, I misplaced the slide, I believe. Just bear with me a moment, sir. I think I had saw that slide, I believe. Yeah, you got that hoster model, actually, so where you got this, whatever this data will be available actually, in the cloud itself. So you got this Amazon and using their EC2 technology, and they're they're pioneers actually, in this hosted model. So you have that the apps, and you have the data available in the cloud, and you can still actually, you can provide the same amount of performance actually. So whatever what these vendors actually are doing actually in this SaaS-based approach, that is something that is something very firstly they get on with putting in a lot of complex algorithms, and yeah, they do oh, one second, just once I'll just check on. Right. No, I just protected just to swap the slide sheet only. So I think now I'm back actually. Back only. Sure, Kazal. Sure. Okay, sorry guys, actually no. Any of the questions, maybe we can take it up at the end, because I initially planned actually, at the end of each sessions, but I think we can have it at the end. So,
Yeah, I have already shared the questions with you. If you want to take the questions right now, you can take. Otherwise, you can take later on.
At the end of the session. Sure.
Okay, fine. So thank you.
Sure. Yeah, sorry to hold on for such a long time. Yeah, I think maybe I didn't actually added that particular slide actually where you have like a hosted actually database within the cloud. So maybe that's actually these are the two different actually models actually
Sorry for interrupting. Actually, we cannot see your screen. Can you please start showing your screen?
Start. Oh, sure. Sorry. One second. So, yeah. Now is it fine, Keshav? Hello.
Still not able to view your PPT.
Not you. It says actually, yeah, people can. Okay. It says enabled only. Now is it fine, Keshav? It says enabled only.
It's coming now. It's all fine. Thanks.
Coming now? Oh, okay. Okay. So the key benefits actually, for this open source Saas based Datawarehousing in DI. So it's been summarized here. This is actually 2 years back data, but still it holds good actually. So it's actually lowering the cost by more than 70%, and you have the deployment flexibility around just almost 50%, and you have that not depending upon the vendor, no. So maybe oh, I think I'm just having a terrible what you can say, connectivity 2 days. Okay. So otherwise, actually, getting on with this adherence to that open standards and access to the source code, maybe those are the what you other key benefits actually. So it's in a typical fashion, or maybe it's just like our regular what is a traditional AI solution. But everything, here you are automating what is this cuts of this person, from the ETL, data warehouse, data population, and the OLAP engine, reporting engine. So this is where actually, there have been what is that are key differentiators. So these vendors, vendor people, they come up with their own what is the complex logics algorithms inbuilt actually, within the each of these phases, and they what is package them actually, the flavor it and package them, and that is how actually you get that those are ready to use the framework solution, which you can actually extend it for a quick dashboard reporting or for an ad hoc analysis or for your other web analytics and data mining purposes. So this is the crux of it, and yeah, maybe this is where actually each of the vendors they come up with their own different technical standards and the complex algorithms, and gives you the capability to dramatically improve the performances. So whatever the the sources, different sources, that just like in traditional datawarehousing in BI. So you have that similar one, like the metadata layer, semantic layer, which we can just we can use it actually for your enterprise need. So this is where actually you come to that MDM. So you want to build a semantic layer, actually a central semantic layer, which is actually which delivers the single version of truth to the entire organization. So this high quality master data, that is something which evolved actually over a period of time. In the early days, the organizations they are just keen and only to address their their immediate needs, and they don't have that foresight to get on with their master data requirements. So what happened actually down the line actually when they start implementing into different data mods or for the various departments are there, what was the compelling challenge was the inconsistency in the data element and in their master data definition, maybe across the various data mods, and hence they have actually they have a difference in their reporting and in their metrics and reporting. So that leads to a lot of chaos in the top management, and they then seriously then started actually addressing it through by setting up a MDM team, core MDM team, master data team. So they prepare the master data, they were actually gatekeepers for that, so for the organization. So get on with the master data creation, and then actually reuse it actually across the enterprise for a consistency, for a uniform consistency across whatever the data mods or data warehouse that they built. So this was the essential theme actually for the reason behind this MDM evaluation. And now with MDM in the technology in fully stable, reaching to a stable phase, I think there are some of these open source vendors to mention actually Talent and Burst, so and little more on Pandaho, Jaspersoft and BERT. They all come up with their own MDM technology. So the key considerations actually for this MDM would be to a central master reference data model, and you have a just like in a regular mapping of all the source system applications, and populating the master data first and publishing the data into our warehouse, and then you provide the access mechanism and permission for the end users actually to reference this master data, and you then control this master data with a specific set of user group. Maybe they will actually guard the master data maybe for each of the departments. So and they run through that workflow process actually based on that organization business process flow. They provide the security privileges to those, and only those people have the ability to change the definition actually of this master data. So this is something these open source, and they took it and they plugged it into their system, and that is how actually you are now seeing actually many implementations that they are able to successfully achieve with this MDM deployment. So there's some quick checklist actually, being provided actually by Talent with respect to this MDM principle, So how you can actually, functionally cover actually all your your areas. So the application areas, we'll be using this tool. So how you can just profile, how you can model, how you can perform the data quality, and then you got that data stewardship and governance, with that the appropriate hierarchy model and the security. Do you have me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Please go ahead, sir.
I'm connected. Yeah, now I think it went to the mute mode. Oh, sorry, sure. Hello. Yes, sorry for the technical
Yeah,
glitch.
please go ahead. We are
So
running out of
maybe
time. So
running
please,
short of my. Oh
can you
yeah,
please answer some
yeah,
questions
we are
asked by
right.
the participants?
Yeah, I just got some of the questions. I think one by Usman Farouk actually, on
Okay,
some
so if you can take
if
some
say
time
there's
and
any
finish.
open source in-memory solutions available.
Sure, we can
Okay,
take time and finish the presentation fast, and then we can take the questions.
sure,
Okay,
sure,
thanks.
yes, sir. Uh, So I think basically this MDM approach actually, maybe you can, I'll just run through this slide actually, So this the crux of the MDM is actually, to get onto the single version of truth, and the main thing is actually, is open source vendor actually, now coming up with a, what you can, a comprehensive solution to address actually, all your MDM needs. So maybe you can just I can download it. I can get on with this individual the details. So you have that administrative capability to get on with the historical views of whatever the of that hub data that whatever the the versioning part. So those all maybe that can be dealt with actually on on case to case basis. And audit trail information, the audit and role-based security and LDAP integration. So those are all brought in actually these which are required for that large enterprise deployments. And so these are the typical actually the products actually open source products that are used by talent actually as an example I'm taking it. So I think mostly they are industry standard products right now. So I think Bonita is something like, it's a custom made for their workflow management. So if you see actually, a typical cost comparison actually, for that ROI analysis, so there's actually, for a small scale project. So, this is what actually, that is been depicted. So, I don't know how the manual, typical manual coding actually, how that, the cost involved and the time to, develop the solution, and using the existing proprietary ETL solution, how this the same, same set of the operation that will cost, and using the open source approach, how that cost has dramatically decreased. So it's actually for a medium size project actually, this is the one actually, this the cost comparison. So you can see, the dramatic actually, increase, the decrease in the cost from the proprietary software to the open source. It's almost some 7 times actually. So coming lot actually on why this open source will succeed in market, and and how it can sustain actually in this turbulent scenario. So maybe who are the winners actually basically in this open source deployment. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, we
Hello.
can hear you. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, again it went to the mute actually, Yeah, I don't know, because the connection got sure, sure, sure. It's getting on, very intermittently. It's just, yeah. I'll be back Kesav. Be back, Kesav. Okay, I'm back again, friends. So these connectors actually, these connectors are used actually for automatic uploading, of data into the appliances, from various sources, various source systems. And you got actually, a live access mechanism, this catching up fast actually, to analyze data from the on-premise warehouses. Maybe those who are clients, they are having that security concern, So you have this option actually, to have that live access to analyze the data, on the on-premise data warehouse without uploading. And the main beauty of these appliances, you can actually scale up actually, that's like one appliance, maybe you can scale up actually any number of appliances into your audience, into your system, and you can meet your individual audience, departmental need as well as getting to the entire enterprise across the geographical area. So it's just like actually, how earlier the Teradata, they used this MPP, so massive parallel processing architecture, and how they process their data using the TCP architecture and get on with quick query processing. So these data warehouse appliances use a similar technology, and they enhance actually your query performances and the scalability wise, and maybe they can just scale up to maybe multi terabytes and petabytes of data. It's all possible now. So maybe with more and more actually with this what you can say, social media and other what you can say web-based
Thanks, Mr. Path, for your informative session on open source data warehouse. It was indeed an enlightening session. I would also like to thank our participants for their support in making this webinar a huge success. The recording of this webinar will be available on techgeek.com by tomorrow. Gentlemen, TechGeek is going to organize the next webinar series on software project management leadership starting from Tuesday, 29 November at 3 p.m. So see you all on Tuesday. Have a nice day. Thank you.